Chapter 4. Success is a journey, not a destination. The illusion of arrival. We have all been fed the same story. If you work hard enough, push through the obstacles, and achieve your goals, you will finally arrive. Success will greet you at the finish line, and everything will fall into place. It sounds great, doesn't it? But like most fairy tales, it is not exactly rooted in reality. Here is the truth. There is no finish line. Success is not a destination you reach and then relax. It is not a place you arrive at, plant a flag, and live happily ever after. It is a journey, a long, winding, sometimes unpredictable journey. The problem is, we are so obsessed with the idea of making it that we often forget to enjoy the process of getting there. Think about it. How many times have you set a big goal and imagined how great your life would be once you achieved it? You probably pictured yourself finally feeling successful, confident, and content. But what happens when you hit that goal? Sure, there is a brief moment of celebration, but then what? A new goal emerges, and the cycle starts all over again. Success is not a one-time event. It is something that's constantly evolving. And if you are too focused on the destination, you will miss the beauty of the journey. Success is a moving target. The reason so many of us feel unfulfilled, even after reaching our goals, is because success is a moving target. Just when you think you have achieved it, the target shifts and suddenly you are chasing something else. You get the promotion and now you want a higher title. You run a marathon and now you want to run a faster race. You hit your savings goal and now you want to earn even more. It is natural for our goals to evolve, and there is nothing wrong with that. But the problem comes when we tie our sense of fulfillment and happiness to these ever-moving targets. If your happiness is always tied to the next thing, you will never truly enjoy the success you already have. Instead, it is important to redefine success as something that happens along the journey, not just at the end of it. Success is not a destination you will eventually reach. It's the small victories, the lessons learned, and the growth you experience along the way. Success is personal. Another thing we rarely talk about is that success looks different for everyone. There's no one-size-fits-all definition of success, yet we constantly compare ourselves to others, assuming their version of success should be ours. If your definition of success is tied to someone else's accomplishments, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. Success is not about hitting society's benchmarks. It is about living a life that aligns with your values, passions, and purpose. It is about creating your own version of success and being at peace with it, even if it looks nothing like what others expect. The beauty of success being a journey, not a destination, is that you get to create your own path. You do not have to follow the traditional routes, and you certainly do not have to measure your progress by someone else's milestones. Your journey is yours alone. Narrative: The Marathon Runner's Revelation. Meet David, a corporate employee who has always defined success by achievement. Whether it was getting a promotion, closing a big deal, or being the first to arrive and the last to leave, David lived by the mantra that hard work leads to success, and success leads to happiness. One day, David decided to push himself even further and run a marathon. He trained diligently for months, logging miles every week and counting down the days until race day. In his mind, crossing the finish line would be the ultimate symbol of success. He pictured himself feeling victorious, finally achieving something of which he had always dreamed. But halfway through the marathon, disaster struck. David pulled a muscle in his leg and had to slow down. By mile 18, he was limping. By mile 20, he was in tears. His body could not keep up with his ambitions. He was forced to stop, and what felt like failure hit him hard. All that training, all that hard work, and he wasn't going to finish. Or so he thought. As he sat on the side of the road, catching his breath, he realized something. The past few months of training, the early mornings, the discipline, the mental strength it took to get this far, that was success. Even if he did not cross the finish line, the journey had transformed him. His definition of success shifted from crossing the finish line to the strength he had gained along the way. In that moment, David redefined success. It was not about the final achievement. It was about the growth he experienced during the process. And although he did not finish the race, he left with something even more valuable, a new perspective on success. Success comes in seasons. Just like life, success comes in seasons. Sometimes you are in a season of growth, where everything feels fresh and exciting and progress is fast. Other times, you are in a season of challenge, where things feel tough and the path isn't as clear. And then there are seasons of rest, where you are meant to pause, reflect, and recharge. The key is recognizing that each season has its own purpose, and each one is part of the larger journey of success. When you are in a season of challenge, it doesn't mean you're failing. It just means that success in that season looks different. It might be about resilience or patience instead of outward achievement. When you start to see success as a series of seasons instead of a single destination, you will be able to appreciate the journey, even when things aren't going perfectly. Success does not always look like winning or achieving something grand. Sometimes success is simply showing up, growing through the hard parts, and being patient with yourself as you navigate the twists and turns of life. Practical exercise, redefining your success journey. It is time to rethink how you define success and start focusing on the journey instead of just the destination. Reflection. Write down a goal or achievement for which you have been striving. Now, ask yourself, what will you actually gain from reaching that goal? How do you imagine you will feel once you get there? Is it external validation you are after? Is it a sense of accomplishment? Is it the belief that reaching the goal will make you happier? Now, think about the journey you are currently on to reach that goal. Write down what you have learned so far, the skills you've developed, and the ways in which you've grown. How have you already succeeded, even if you have not reached the goal yet? Action step. Reframe your definition of success for your current season of life. What does success look like for you right now, not in the distant future, but in this moment? Is it about growth? Is it about balance? Is it about learning to rest without guilt? Choose one way you can celebrate your progress on the journey, rather than waiting for the final achievement. Take a moment to recognize how far you have come, even if you're not where you thought you'd be yet. Identify a small win you can acknowledge today, whether it is learning something new, overcoming a challenge, or simply showing up. Final thought. Success is not a fixed point on the horizon. It is a continuous, evolving journey that unfolds with every step you take. If you spend your whole life chasing the destination, you will miss the richness of the process. Remember, the true magic of success happens along the way, not when you arrive, but in every moment you grow, learn, and move forward.